to What's Happening in the Mother Lode with Sarah.
And Sarah.
So we're back again for another week.
In July.
In the dead of summer.
Yes.
Wow.
One nice thing is we're in kind of close, like we are in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
So we only have half of summer left.
Exactly.
So there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
There's a light at the
But
end.
the summer hasn't been too bad.
It hasn't been too bad. It's getting a little warm.
It is.
Right now.
Yes.
But in general, we've had the cooler nights and the cooler days.
Yeah, in those 80 days, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Those were amazing.
Nice.
So hopefully we get a couple more of those because it is nice to have really warm days to go swimming.
Yeah.
And you kind of have those days where you're like, the water feels amazing.
Yeah.
But those 80 days to break it up when you're not swimming,
It's
it's nice when you have to get yard work or gardening or something done.
Yeah. Where you don't have to like wake up at like 6 in the morning to get it done because, I mean, the heat of the day stays through the evening. So you wait until 9 or 10 o'clock to get the yard work done and you don't want to do that.
Yeah, because it's miserable. It is miserable when you have to work in the heat. And they also give your air conditioning is a little bit of a break.
It does.
Kind of lower it down a little bit.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
So it's summer's halfway over, sort of. We just have to get through August.
Yes, and then part of September. Usually it starts cooling off about mid-September.
Yeah, for sure.
Really starts in October is when you're like, okay, we're finally into
finally
fall.
we're getting into fall and into, the spooky time of year.
Which we will have so much fun.
We'll have so
much fun when it gets to October.
We're looking forward to.
Yeah, quite a bit away.
Yeah, the spiders are already decorating in my house. I give them the year-long job.
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
So, but today actually we wanted to talk about the wine region. Actually, Calaveras and Amador County, Tuolumne as well a little bit, but not as much as Calaveras and Amador, have very robust wines.
Yes, they do.
And people come from all over to taste these wines they're boutique wines, but we do have some big wineries in our area, like Ironstone, obviously. I think they do about 30 different labels for different wineries. They ship all over the world. And I have to put my glasses on for this. In Amador County, there's quite a few that do the same. I believe Terradoro is one of them that ships all over the world. And then Sauvon. Sauvon does as well. And what's interesting with Sauvon and Shenandoah Vineyards is they're actually owned both by the Sauvon family. And I think it's Shenandoah Vineyards was the very first vineyards in our area. Like winery vineyards in our area.
That was back in the 70s, right?
I'm talking about way back.
Oh, even farther back.
Even further, like in the 1800s.
So we started doing competitions in the 70s, right?
Yes.
That's when they took it over to France, and then they were like, this wine
is wonderful.
Really good.
super good.
So the 70s is when we started testing and started getting recognized.
Yeah, so what happened is that years ago during the gold rush, lots of vineyards, lots of winemakers.
Miss Pantalones.
Miss Pantalones, yes. And then it with Prohibition and with the decline of the gold rush and not very many people being up here anymore, everything sort of laid fallow until the 1970s. And yes, the Sauvon family definitely were right there, ground level. Same with the Coutts family, Steveno, Barden Steveno, and Gay Callan, I believe, and Calaveras, right there in the 70s and 80s. Growing and making wine and really turning the area into what it is today.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you drive up like Shenandoah or Murphy's and you see those wineries and it's breathtaking.
Yeah.
It's very organized, obviously, but it's just beautiful.
And they changed the landscape.
Yeah.
Kind of like the miners did.
Yes, exactly.
Which is sort of fascinating. So, but like you said, Murphy's, you go up there, the beautiful vineyards, and then obviously Murphy's Main Street. You go up and down, you can do the wine tasting, you can go out to Ironstone, which is just think less than a mile outside of town.
I think so. And a lot of these towns, they do have little boutiques that you can go, like Sutter Creek does.
Yeah.
Plymouth obviously does because Shenandoah is right next to Plymouth. Murphy's. I think Angels Camp has a couple wine
They
boutiques
do
in there.
too now, yeah.
So you can go through and kind of jump from town to town and taste wines that way too,
Yeah,
which is
yeah, absolutely.
really. And then if you are just wanting to go for a leisure drive and look around, you can't beat it. It's the scenery is just gorgeous.
Can't. Yeah, it is. It is. And most of the wines we have are like Italian varietals or French varietals. Up in Fiddletown, they do like a Bordeaux type of varietal because their days and nights and the coolings and the heatings and I don't know all of the details of it actually lend themselves to a Bordeaux type of wine, which is sort of amazing.
Yeah, because it's a process.
Oh,
to
yeah,
make
absolutely.
Wine, it takes a really good palate. And
Absolutely.
it is a really, it's very...
The fruit has to be good, and then the winemaker adds their own twist to it, which always fascinates me.
Yeah, because it's always in the different taste. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one thing. I'm not a big wine drinker. I've never, but I do know like people will be like, I can taste this earthy taste to it. And they're like, oh, it's that.
It's this
It's
or
from
that.
being in this barrel for so long. And it's the science behind it.
Oh, it's
is
amazing. It really is.
And if you do go to the tasting rooms, they can narrow down to what you are tasting, why you are tasting that,
Yes.
which is fascinating if you haven't went to a tasting room.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And there are two actually wine groups, I guess you would call them, in our area where you can go and you can get wine maps. One of them is the Amador Vintners Association, and they have a wonderful winery map that goes actually. And they obviously cover the Shenandoah Valley, but they also go into Dry Town and Fiddletown as well. And then in Calaveras County, they have the Calaveras Wine Grape Alliance. And these two websites, calaveraswines.org and amadorwine.com, they just have so much information if you're interested in the soils and the fruits and what grows up here and who grows it, which wineries grow it.
Exactly.
And then also, how to have tastings and those types of things. So
because you can do weddings, you can do graduate. I think they've done proms.
Yes,
they've done a lot of, so you can plan an event there. I mean, that'd be a great family reunion.
Yeah, it would be.
And then they also do a lot of events on their own. So if you do go to these websites and click on events, there is tons. We can go through it, but we'd spend like 2 hours going
absolutely,
over it.
absolutely.
There's like pizza nights and open mic nights, and there's concert series and guitar, and cigar night,
and all sorts of stuff.
There's a lot. So a lot of those you can navigate on your own and do your research. But the wineries you can't beat it. Like again, we talk about how amazing the Mother Lode really is and how diverse it is, and it's not just wine. We have the ciders and the breweries, and
those are all really starting to come into the forefront as well. And I did want to mention there is a brand new van tour company, and they really do specialize in touring the Mother Lode, including wineries and some of the other like ciders and the Hinter House up in Arnold. And it's called the Gold Rush Tour Company. They actually are out of Angels Camp, but they go, I think, anywhere in our region, in our Gold Country. So if you want to, and they're pretty reasonable. So if you want to go with a really fun couple, because they're really, really fun, and who knows the history of the area, they've been local for a long time. Very involved for a long time. Make sure you contact Gold Rush Tour Company and let them know that we sent you, because they do, even if you don't let them know we sent you, they do an amazing job.
And one nice thing about these tours, or these bus tours, and these, because you are there drinking alcohol, so obviously you do have that drink and drive. you don't have to worry about it. And if you do plan to drink more, you can always get a hotel room.
Yeah.
And then you don't have any involvement and everybody's safe.
Exactly.
And it's fun. And it takes that
Exactly.
load off of like who's going to drive, who's going to
Yeah.
do the DD.
Exactly.
Because you always, and again, we always talk about planning ahead. And especially if you're going to go wine tasting, you just got to do it smart.
Yes, you do. You do. So.
And then one of this is way in the future, but they do, talking about wine, there is the Calaveras Grape Stomp. So if you do want to
Yes.
find out how it's like
Yeah.
like how it's done, especially stepping back in time. It's
yeah.
on October 1st in 2022.
Yeah.
And it is the Calaveras Grape Stomp, and it's the 29th annual Calaveras Grape Stomp and Harvest Festival.
long
And it's the
time.
oldest and largest grape stop in California since
Yeah.
1993. So it is an event to look forward to.
It
We will
is.
talk about it again,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, for
just
sure.
to plan ahead. So if you do want to
Yeah.
see that process
See
and
that
maybe
and-
get your own toes dirty.
That's right. You can have your own team, right? And you do your own grape stomping, and it's really fun to watch, really fun to see. And
It reminds me of I Love Lucy.
oh yeah,
Where
yeah.
she's
Sometimes that's the way it looks too. Yeah,
She's in the barrel.
and some of them have costumes and all sorts of stuff. So it's a really fun event. So just remember that's taking place in October.
Yeah, October 1st. Which again, it seems very far away, but as we
The
know,
way it's
doing this
going.
show, it goes by very, very fast.
Very fast.
So we are looking at the week of July 15th through the 21st, right in the middle of July. I still can't believe we're there.
I know.
And there is still a lot of events happening. Some of it will be repeats from last week because a lot of them are continuing on
continuing,
for quite a few weeks. And yeah, we got a lot though.
Yeah, we do. We do. So there's a lot of the same actually theater productions are going on over in Amador County. I meant to say Tuolumne County. There's a tribute to Carole King is still going on at the Sierra Rep at the East Sonora Theater, and that's actually July 17th will be
this
the
will be the
very
last weekend.
week. Yeah,
And that's
weekend. Yeah.
There is a lot of plays that this will be the last weekend for them.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
just heads up there, if you are planning to get to some of these, this might be it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We also have The Little Mermaid, which is at the Sierra Repertoire Theater. Again, it's a great family production, so bring your kids. They'll have the music, and if you haven't seen the movie, obviously you should, and sing along to it. But it is, again, it's the last weekend, so July 17th is the last day. It's at the Fulton House Theater, and it'll be played Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays and Sundays. You can give the box office a call at 532-3120 or go to sierrarep.org if you want more information.
Yeah.
And then we have our Sleeping Beauty is the other one. I'm pulling it up right now. And that one will go, this one's playing all the way up until, where is the date where it's playing to?
Through the 17th.
Through the 17th. Again,
Yeah.
this is the last weekend to see it. Sleeping Beauty, it's another family production, so bring your littles. And like you said last time, it is done off of the youth organization, so it's off the wall youth theater trope, so it's really cool to
It's the
see
kids.
our kids
Yeah.
doing it. And it is Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And adults are $15, kids and seniors are $10. And if you want more information, you can give a call at 209-754-5555. It's at the Metropolitan in San Andreas is where it's playing.
Yep.
And again, last weekend, so if you're going to catch it this weekend.
Absolutely. And there's still a lot of concerts going on as well. Up at Bryce Station, they're having their Bryce Station Vineyards, another vineyard, presents their Hilltop Concert Series, and July 16th it will be Patrice Pike and Wayne Sutton Band. And so you just go up, you bring your chair, you can bring a picnic. It's absolutely gorgeous underneath the skies up
and
there.
it's nice and cool, and, especially when that sun goes down. It is nice and cool. So do bring a light jacket because some nights it kind of gets a little bit chilly.
Yeah. So if you want information, just call 209-770-1756 or 58. Let me put my glasses on. Looks like it's an 8. And then you can order tickets, get them at the door or at bricestation.com, and doors open at 5:30 and the concert starts at 7.
And then the Mousetrap is still playing. It will be playing all the way up until August 6th, so you do have time for this one.
Yeah.
It is a classic murder mystery, and it's put on by the Volcano Theater Company. And if you are looking for more information, you can go to their website at volcanotheater.net or by calling 209-419-0744. Again, this is a murder mystery, so it should be a lot of fun to go watch, and it's a classic.
It is. It is. Agatha Christie is
Yep,
always
that's
really
the one.
good.
Yep.
And then there's also The Outsider still going on over there, Main Street, Jackson. And that's a political comedy.
It looks hysterical.
Which looks pretty funny. So July 23rd is actually the last.
So next weekend?
Yeah, next weekend is the last time you'll be able to get to see that. So you can go to mstw.org for more information about that particular play.
And if you have any littles, it is New Messy Mornings, a learn through play put on by the First Five in Amador. This is a great, safe place to take your little kids, especially kids under. It's geared for kids under 5 years old, and they get to play with paint, go outside and play, and it's with other children, children their age, and then you get to meet parents, which as a parent, I really appreciated that when you got into groups and you knew who you're going with had kids, they're in the same boat as you are.
Yes, absolutely.
And so this happens every Friday, and it is from 10:30 to 12 p.m. And it's at the First Five in Jackson off of Broadway. So if you are curious on going to that.
And then even more music with our Calaveras County Arts Council and actually the Amador County Arts Council. The Amador County Arts Council is going to be July 15th. They have their Thank Goodness It's Friday summer concert series. It's free. It will be at Dieter Park this Friday, and On Air will be playing. And the time is 6 to 8 p.m. And just bring your lawn chair and a picnic and go out and enjoy. And just enjoy.
Yep. And that's one of those things and a lot of times when you're doing these series, you kind of get your group of people and you mingle and meet up with them, and it's fun just to be back in the community.
Yeah.
Another event happening this Friday is Movies in the Park in Groveland. They're showing the movie Tommy Boy, which is it's a classic.
Yep.
It's hysterical.
You can say that, yeah.
And its admission is free. It's at Groveland Park at Mary Laveroni. I was pronouncing it in my head. I'm like, how am I?
That's
I'm
a cute
saying it
little
correct
too, yeah.
So again, bring your chair. They have a concession there, so they'll have popcorn, nachos, hot dogs, candy, soda, and water. Bring a blanket or a low back chair for the graphs. So yeah, it's one of those other fun events that's offered.
Yeah, for sure. And then on Wednesday nights, we have the Calaveras County Arts Council Music in the Parks, 6:30 to 8 p.m. And that will be on July 20th. And this week, or this coming week, it will be at the San Andreas Town Hall.
Oh, fun.
And they are having the Calaveras Community Band, which is an amazing band of all volunteers, all ages, and they come together and they just play like Americana music. So
that's cool.
If you've never seen them play, they are amazing. So I would highly suggest you get on out there to the San Andreas Town Hall and enjoy their music.
Another really fun event that's happening is the Park Anniversary and Big Band Street Dance in Columbia.
Yeah.
And that's this Saturday, July 16th, from 6 to 10 p.m. It's free. There is a cost for a VIP section or pass, but you can take a look at that at their website. And what it says is you come in everyday wear or get in the mood and dress in 1940s clothes. There's prizes for best 40s outfits, best dancers, and other things that they're going to be doing. They say bring your own lawn chair. This event is free, but if you like the VIP table seating, it's $100 for tables of 4 with 1 bottle of champagne or wine.
Wow.
And there's only 19 tables available, so they might be sold out.
Yeah.
So just heads up there. But you can go to Friends of Columbia murphysshp.com if you want to know more about it.
And then there's also one of the bigger events in Murphy's besides the Grape Stomp is, and actually Murphy's Irish Days, is Murphy's Homecoming, which will take place this Saturday, July 16th from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., a full day. So there's a huge amount for people to do. There's water slides, dunk tanks, carnival games, obviously hot dogs, ice cream, all sorts of food. But one of the really fun events is the duck race, which actually benefits the Calaveras Mentoring Association or Foundation, which does such wonderful things with Calaveras County youth, and
They do.
They match them with a mentor, an older person who can help, just
Kinda
be
guide
there
them.
for them.
Yeah.
So that starts at 1:00. And it is so fun to see everybody put their little duck, because they're like little rubber duckies, right? And they all have a little number on them. And you put them in and they float down and everybody runs down it's like a Norman
It's
Rockwell
so
moment. Yeah, for sure. So you won't want to miss that particular event.
That one's a blast.
Yeah.
Then also, if you are a gardener and you want to learn how to preserve your food, UCCE Master Food is doing a preserver tomato class. And it is from 12 to 12 p.m. is what it says. I don't think that's correct, but I believe it starts at 12.
Yeah.
And it's this Saturday, July 16th. Oh, it's 9 to noon. Okay. So and you're going to learn ways to freeze, dehydrate, and can your tomato bounty from your garden, so you can enjoy it year round at this event. It's only $5 for such a huge amount of knowledge.
Oh, that would be really, really good.
And walk-ins are welcome. So this will be at the Amador County GSA building off of Airport Road in Jackson. And again, it takes place from 9 a.m. to 12 noon on July 16th.
Okay. And then back to one of the lakes, actually, Lake Don Pedro. We don't actually talk about Lake Don Pedro very much, but it is a really beautiful lake to go to over in the Tuolumne County area, LaGrange. And the Lake Don Pedro Marina is actually having a customer appreciation pancake breakfast where
Can't go wrong with that.
They will give away free all-you-can-eat pancakes from 8 to 10 a.m. on July 16th. There's going to be discounts and door prizes and homemade pancakes hot up the grill for free. So you may want to head on over there.
Yeah, that sounds yummy. You can't go wrong with pancakes. You can't go wrong with pancakes. If you're ready to kick up your heels, they have Dancing in the Street in Amador City. This is after 2 years, Amador City's favorite street party returns. And it's kicking off the party with local favorites, Route 88. And it starts this July 16th from 6 to 9 p.m. And they have a whole bunch, so it will go all the way up until August 20th. So if you do miss this weekend, they have every Saturday up till August 20th, they'll have an event going on. So, and Amador City is just really pretty.
It's a cute little town.
It's one of the, we have so many cute towns here, and it's
we do.
Really unique. But,
for sure.
Yeah, which is always fun.
And talking about cute little towns, Twain Harte up there on Highway, which I can't remember what it is right now. I think it's Highway 108. They are having their every Saturday music in the parks at Epperson Park. Burn Permit will be playing this Saturday, July 16th. It's put on by the Twain Harte Area Chamber of Commerce. And you just go on out there, take your lawn chairs early.
Yeah, pre-plan.
Pre-plan for this one because it does get crowded, but go on out there and enjoy the evening. And usually the music starts right about when the sun sets. So it's a lot of fun.
And then we also have this Sunday is the Old Sutter Creek Flea Market. Again, someone else's trash is your treasure kind of event, which if you're an antiquer, these things are in, like, you find so much cool stuff. And this event happens every third Sunday of every month, all the way up until November. So this will happen quite often. And it's at the Italian Picnic Ground located in Sutter Creek. And it's open from the public from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the admission's only $1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's
so
really
you can't beat it. And the treasures that you can find is probably, and again, I love what do they say, is reuse, recycle,
I don't know what the other R is.
I can't remember what the other R is.
There's another R though.
But when artists go and they find things and they see how they can turn it into something else.
Yes.
And you find these pieces that are so unique, and then with the right creative hands, it turns into a masterpiece.
It does.
It's really cool to see. And there's so many local talents around here that it's just crazy. It's crazy to me. And then you got the antiquers who really do. They dive down and they find those gems.
They do.
And it amazes me because I'm like, I don't have an eye for it, but my sister does. And
it's amazing.
Crazy.
They know, they can turn over a teacup or any china piece, and it's like they know where it was made, what year it was made, and the markings and what they all mean. It really is amazing.
It's amazing, yeah. And sometimes you got the Jackson Pollock stories.
Yeah,
that's true. You buy something at a garage sale and you come home and someone's like, that's a Jackson Pollock.
That looks really familiar.
I got nothing but that.
Exactly.
So the treasures you can find.
Yes, absolutely. And then actually this is going on the next week, but I wanted to prepare you for it on July 23rd, Saturday, July 23rd from 6 to 7. The Tuolumne Band of Miwok Singers and Dancers is coming out to the Pinecrest Amphitheater to talk about the Tuolumne Band of Miwok, the tribe, and share their cultural traditions through song and dance, and just kind of having and not just entertainment, but also information about the tribe. And that's going to be a $5 suggested donation. It is suggested, so it's not absolutely necessary, but it's something to put on your calendar.
Yes, for sure. And again, it's one of those things, like if you have children, our community it has so much information.
It is.
And so much history.
Very diverse.
Look at Jamestown, you can still ride the old railroad track. You can, and Columbia, where you can step back in time. And there's just so much information here.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It amazes me. Whenever there's a new
so
event and you're like, I
there's
learned so much from that.
So much, absolutely. And more in-depth than you think. Because we just sort of think of ourselves as gold rush, right? But there was so much more to the gold rush than just gold. The gold was the catalyst.
Yes.
But the culture came after the people came and, sort of integrated. And there was more integration than people think there was, maybe not as much as there should have been, but more than you think. So there's some wonderful stories that have come out of the gold rush with people from very diverse backgrounds banding together and being protective and taking care of each other and helping each other out,
Yeah, for sure. And then we have the Heritage Rose Garden open garden days, and so this will be from they have one July 16th, July 20th, and September 17th. So July 16th is Sunday, and it will take place from 10 a.m. to noon. And this is at Jackson Gate Road in Jackson, California, near the Exchange. So they say come take a tour. You can look at some really pretty roses that are blooming.
Yeah.
And they will also have you see Master Gardener volunteers there. So if you have any questions and how to work on your own rose garden, you'll find your answers.
Yeah.
Which is always a good thing to have someone who's really good at it.
Yes.
And then to narrow down, because sometimes especially with the internet, you can look it up, but it's so vague. And when you have these people who have been gardening for years
and in this area,
they know how to pinpoint exactly what you need to do that you would never find without having that one-on-one moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we also have pole vaulting training. I didn't know this was happening, and I think this is the coolest thing ever. So it is training for middle school and high school ages. Beginners are welcome. Private instructions are available. You just have to email savaultfactory@gmail.com. And what it is, it's a weekly summer vault camp, and it takes place Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Mountain Ranch.
Cool.
And again, if you want more information, you just email factory@gmail.com.
That's very
And
cool.
I think it's one of those things where, I don't know, I've never would have thought that we would have pole vault training here.
Yeah.
But it's such a fascinating sport, like just being
It
able to
is.
float, throw
just to be
yourself
able
over.
and there's a whole body mechanism
Yeah.
that goes to it, and your core has to be super strong.
Oh, seriously.
Ooh.
But yeah, I was like, that is
done
so
correctly.
cool.
Yeah. And of course, like we mentioned last week, the Flynn Creek Circus, balloons, birds, and other flying things, is coming to Amador from August 4th to the 7th. It is a big top tent event. And it is selling out quickly, we found out. It's selling out very, very quickly, and it will be at the Italian picnic grounds. So if you would like to go, I suggest you get your tickets soon.
Yes, very much.
Yeah, go to flynnCreekCircus.com or go to visit Amador.com, which is the Amador Council of Tourism, and you can find the link there as well. Not inexpensive, like we talked about last week, but definitely well worth the cost.
And a memory that you'll cherish forever. Because
Absolutely.
And if you do get a chance, you can go to Visit Amador and take a look at this event on there, and you can see these pictures
Oh, they look
of
amazing.
these people in acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
And
yeah.
it's crazy.
Yep.
Which will be a lot of fun. Also planning ahead, we have our big event for Amador. It's Amador County Fair is July 28th through 31st. Again, this is a big event.
Yes.
And the theme this year is Around the World in 4 days. And you can go to their website, amadorcountyfair.com, to find ticket prices. They have different passes for all 3 days.
Yes.
They have ride passes because they will have a carnival there. They'll also have a traditional food fair, or fair food, art displays. My daughter has a couple artworks in
does
there
she?
too. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll be there checking it out. Live music, history, and much more. They have live reenactments.
Yes,
the
they
mountain
do.
men are there.
The mountain men are there. They have the tractor parade too,
Yep.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of cool stuff at that
And then
parade.
the animals, you can go see the animals and pet them, which
Yes.
is always fun. And then if you do have a farm or you're looking to do an auction, a lot of these livestock are for 4-H. And it's always good to help out
all
those kids. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Which is always fun to watch.
And the horse events are always awesome
Oh,
over there
I love
too.
that. And they have the Derby.
Yes, they
so they have the Derby.
We could go on and
We
on.
can go on. It's a big event, so
Yes.
just head on over to amadorcountyfair.com if you do want to find out more and to get your tickets ahead of time, because I think you can pre-plan or pre-buy them and then print everything out.
Yeah, you can. Yes. Everybody's up into the 21st century now.
It's so crazy. It's crazy because, and it's weird with technology. I don't know if you found that out, where there's a borderline where you're like, I really love technology because it's making my life easier.
Yeah.
But then there's a kind of you can't take a break from it.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part. But we just got a vacuum cleaner, or a robot vacuum cleaner that mops and vacuums. So I'm like,
And you're
technology,
plugging
you're right
in,
all the way. I'm like, yes, please. If I don't ever have to mop and vacuum again,
Yeah.
I will be very happy.
Yeah, yeah. And they program it into your phone. Except
Yes.
this happened to me with that. I actually had to switch out my vacuum for, I will say, undisclosed reasons. I had to send my first one back. I had the first one programmed. I didn't program the second one. And all of a sudden, after I hooked up my second one, it started to vacuum. And I didn't turn it on, nothing happened. I figured out my neighbor had the same vacuum.
Oh no, so it was on the same remote. It's like the remote, they're turning on the
same
remote
frequency,
upstairs. Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
That's
It didn't happen,
hysterical.
it's never happened again, but yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, why are you moving around?
Oh, that's great. Have you ever seen so I don't know if anyone's ever, I think it's on Facebook, but they say if you do want to play a trick on your neighbors is you find their wireless printer code and you send messages to their printer if you really want to scare your neighbors, especially if you live in an apartment complex.
I guess you could, especially if you all have the same internet
Yes,
provider.
exactly, and you find which one is available to Bluetooth, but
I
those
hadn't
little
heard about
pranks
that
with
one.
internet.
Yeah.
But, so back to events, I think I am narrowing down until next week also.
Yeah, I'm pretty much, I'm done with my events too, so Just remember that there's a lot of stuff to do.
Yes.
Keep cool out there.
Yeah,
be
because it's
safe.
going to be hot.
It's going to be hot.
Local pools are open.
Yeah, they
and
are.
the lakes around here are beautiful.
And then if you want to tour the wine country, do it responsibly. Go with Gold Rush Tour Company, AC, and brand new buses, and brand new vans. They are beautiful.
And you don't have to worry about driving, which is
You don't.
a load off.
And it's just about the same cost as if you were driving yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
nowadays.
Yeah, especially with gas prices.
Exactly. Yeah. So just remember that, and we will see you next week.
Yeah. Oh man, I still can't believe it's almost towards the end of July.
I know.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
All right, we'll see you next
See you
week.
next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.